everyone, Hannah here and welcome back to the channel. So this is part one of a 4-week series that I'm going to be doing, 1 week per Walt Disney World park. Obviously you could tell by the description, today is Animal Kingdom. So I figured I'd do this because we should actually be going back there in a couple of weeks. Obviously that's not going to happen with everything going on. So what I thought I'd do is share some of the videos and the pictures that I took on our last trip from December 2019. Obviously some of the things might be different now. So for example, when I do Magic Kingdom, construction parts will be different. Same with Epcot, construction parts will be different. So just bear that in mind, that these are from December 2019. But at the time I'd considered starting a YouTube channel back then. I didn't do it, but I thought, well, I'll start taking the odd video, and I always take a lot of pictures anyway, but I thought, well, I'll start taking a few videos of things here and there, and I thought I'd share those with you in the next 4 weeks. So obviously today is Animal Kingdom, which was the first park that we visited on our last trip. Now some of these videos and pictures aren't all from that same day, I've just kind of put them all together. So we tend to either go straight for Dinosaur, which when you come into the Tree of Life, you would take a right, or we go straight for Pandora. We tend to do those two. So last trip we went left, straight to Pandora. We did actually have a fast pass for Na'vi River Journey, so I'll start with popping that video in.
Sunday in the summer.
After Navi River journey, we went over to Pongu, and they have one of the drinks there that we'd really wanted to try because we were on the Disney dining plan, so we thought we'll try different foods, different drinks, different snacks. And they have this beautiful drink called the Night Blossom, which I'll pop a picture of that up. That was really yummy, and the boba balls on top, they were quite strange because obviously when they pop and then all the juice comes out, it's a bit ooh. But we did struggle a tiny bit because the one got stuck in the straw, so we ended up kind of having to chuck the straw away and then just drink the drink. So on the safari, we did this around midday. Now I've been told if you go in the morning, that's when you're most likely to hear the lions roaring. We've never been lucky enough to do that yet, but hopefully on our next trip, which will definitely be in 2022. We're just not sure what date we're going to go yet, but we are definitely going to go back next year. We're hoping to get on the safari really early because I would absolutely love to hear the lions roar. I've seen a few people post it on Facebook, and I can't imagine actually hearing that sound in person, so hopefully we'll get lucky and do that.
Now Stella's pretty much on solids at this point. She gets the majority of the nutrition that she needs from the vegetation that the other elephants eat. Donna is actively weaning her. So an elephant calf will nurse on average about 2 to 4 years. Stella turns 3 this weekend, so Donna's like, enough's enough. So you'll see Donna out here with Stella, and if Stella wants to nurse, Donna may or may not let her. And if she does not want Stella to nurse, if Stella's not getting the picture, you will see Donna pick up one of her feet and pop her in the face. So, I mean, growing up is hard, right? So, you will hear Stella scream. She'll throw a little bit of a tantrum sometimes, not because she's hurt, but because she's not getting what she wants. So she will have full-on meltdowns out here. It's pretty funny to watch. You want to feel bad for her, but then you're like, no, you're fine. But Stella is always going to be out here with her mom or her sisters. Female elephants are very social, so they do live in those big family groups for the majority of their adult lives. Male elephants are going to live with their family herds basically until the hormones kick in, and then they get kicked out. And outside of breeding season, male and female elephants don't have much of a need for one another.
After the safari, we did also sign up for one of the tours that they do at Animal Kingdom, and all of the profits go to the Disney Conservation Fund, which me and my husband, we do like conservation a lot. We always donate anything to Animal Kingdom when we're there. And also a thought as well, if you have any spare change after your holiday, you can go to any gift shop in Animal Kingdom, and the same for Animal Kingdom Lodge, and donate all the change, and they sometimes give you a little button pin, and I'll pop a quick picture up of one of the button pins that I have. So we did the Caring for Giants tour, which was all about the elephants and how they look after them and just bits of information about the elephants. We weren't allowed to film backstage when they're taking you obviously behind, but they did allow us to film a couple bits when we weren't technically then on stage again. It was at the back of where you see the elephants, but it was like a bit of a stage area, and they said that part, because it was part of the safari as well, we were allowed to film on.
I call him Sabo the Destroyer. He's a troublemaker, button pusher. If you guys went on the safari this morning, either of you guys went out this morning, so if you saw elephants out here shoving each other around and pushing on each other, that would have been Jabali and Sabo, what we call toe walkers. So they bear the majority of their weight down on their toes. They do have really big like metatarsals, but they don't have the support of an ankle bone. Instead, they have this really dense fatty tissue in the bottom of their feet that absorbs the shock of their weight, makes them like giant ninja. So like if you were to turn your back right now, you know, Donna, I saw her sneak over there, but we wouldn't know she was there unless we were watching her, right? And that's because of that dense tissue in the bottom of their feet. So we want to look at their feet pretty much every single day. Their feet can be really, really sensitive. They can actually detect sound and vibration with their feet, which is really amazing. But we do look at their feet constantly. We want to make sure they're in the best conditions possible. We want to make sure their toenails look good. We want to make sure their foot pads look good. They can be left and right side dominant. So we just want to make sure everything's wearing really evenly. You know, out in the wild, you know, elephants are constantly on the move. They have to keep up with the food and water. Right here, they're getting their perfect diet every single day, so their feet can overgrow. So we want to make sure that their feet are in great condition. It'd be kind of like if you were wearing like orthopedic inserts and getting pedicures from like the day you learned how to walk. It'd be really great for your posture, one, and it'd be really good for your joint health long term. Same thing for these guys. So we focus a lot here on preventative medicine. Anything that we can do in terms of their diet, their training, their veterinary care to make sure they are as healthy as possible, that's our goal. And the more that they can participate in that stuff, the better it is for them.
So after the tour, we took a walk around the jungle trek, which is amazing. You just kind of walk through, instead of on the safari where you're actually sat in a big truck, the jungle trek you can just walk through. And there's all kinds of different animals there, bats, birds, a lot of monkeys, different apes. And we were really lucky we managed to see the tiger this time, so I'll pop that clip up as well. One of our favourite shows there is the Lion King show. At the moment it's not running, but they have said that it should be opening up again soon. I didn't actually film a lot of that. I only got a quick clip in there because I was just so enthralled. I just love the Simba in there and the way he's kind of dancing along and mouthing along. I just get completely distracted, and most of the time I end up just watching Simba. And our last trip, I can't remember what section we were in. I think we were in the giraffe section, and Simba was just kind of right diagonal. That's why I'm looking that way. He's not actually there, but most of that I was just kind of fixated on Simba. It was absolutely brilliant. And then after that we went to meet Timon and Rafiki, and I'd got these Lion King ears on, I had a Lion King t-shirt on, a Lion King Loungefly backpack, and I also have a small Simba tattoo on my arm, and they absolutely loved it. It was so much fun.
What's a motto? I don't know. What's a motto with you? Here they go again! Pumbaa, you ain't seen nothing yet!
We then went back over to Pandora because we had a return time for Flight of Passage. I won't go into details, but I do qualify for the DAS pass for medical reasons. I'm not going to go into any sort of details. If anybody's bothered, I can do that in a completely separate video. So we went on Flight of Passage. Now, I do get motion sickness quite badly, but Flight of Passage has never made me feel sick. I went on, the first time we ever went on, I had, you know, you can get those travel bands that have the pressure points on them. I had both of those on, and I thought, if I start to feel sick, then I would just shut my eyes. And then, because the motion itself isn't that bad, it's the screens that really affect me. So I kind of went on thinking, well, I'll try it, because my husband really wanted to do it, and I did want to see what it was all about. But it actually didn't make me feel sick at all, which it's probably the only screen ride that doesn't make me feel sick. And have my Steve Co shirt on. And I just, that ride, it was so strange, because I'm not always an emotional sort of person in that sense, but when we came off that ride, I started to cry. It was so beautiful. So I would say, even if you do get motion sickness, possibly try it. I mean, obviously you don't have to, and if you get bad motion sickness, then maybe don't. But it didn't affect me like other rides do, which I was really happy about, because there's some rides that I really do want to go on and just can't, but that's fine. But it was such a beautiful ride. I didn't film any of the actual ride itself, it's more the pre-show things that I filmed, so I'll pop that clip up.
To an avatar. Using avatars to fly this way was all figured out by my boss, Dr. Jackie Ogden. She leads our science team, which is part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative, and we're here in the Valley of Moara studying banshees and their environment. Over a generation ago, this enormous company called the RDA created a lot of damage to the area through their bad mining practices and conflicts with the Na'vi. Just like on Earth, it can take decades for ecosystems to recover. One way to understand what's going on with an ecosystem is to study what are called keystone species. These are animals like tigers, jaguars, seals. The banshee is one of these important animals. Dr. Ogden is the foremost expert on studying the Ikron and has spent years researching them. Unfortunately, banshees live high in rookeries and humans can't get anywhere near them without becoming their lunch. But the Na'vi and avatars can. In fact, the Na'vi have been riding on the backs of banshees since their earliest history. Thanks to science, avatars can ride on banshees too. That's why you're linking to an avatar. It was Dr. Ogden who restarted the Avatar program. It's because of her that you're able to go through this rite of passage today. Pandora is a breathtaking natural world. I cannot wait for you guys to see it for yourselves. So, let's get ready for our next... Huh? I'll be right back. Put the standby system on, quickly.
Standby. We're looking into delays with the genetic matching system.
Okay, to get you flying on a Banshee, we need to find each of you an avatar. Let's prep the genetic sampling.
I'm on it.
Okay, first we need to find the compatible match of your genetic material with the genetic material of one of the avatar bodies that we already have. Once we do that, you'll be able to link to that avatar and fly. Help us out and move around a bit. Almost. Yes, got him. Now, let's find you your avatar matches.
Number 9.
All right, you've all been matched with avatars. Looks like they're ready for you in the next room. When the door opens, please go inside, all the way in, and stand over the same number that you're standing over now. And I'll see you in there.
Welcome, travelers. Make sure you stand on the same number you were standing on before, and do not put on your glasses yet. Once again, make sure you guys stand on the same number you were standing on before, and do not put on your glasses yet.
You've all made it. It's important that you can all see me, so move a little if you can't. Before we send you into the link chamber, let's watch this piece by Dr. Ogden, who runs the program.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Jackie Ogden from the Pandora Conservation Initiative. You're about to experience a ceremony that's very special to the Na'vi, flying on the back of an ikran, or as we call it, a banshee. To the Na'vi, connecting to an ikran and flying on its back is an incredibly important rite of passage they call Ikni Maya. With permission from the Na'vi and in partnership with Alpha Centauri Expeditions, we can now bring this amazing experience to you. The way you'll be able to fly is by linking to an avatar that's already on the back of an ikran. Let's see how this works.
We establish a link using powerful psionic amplification equipment. A human driver is connected to an avatar, which could be physically hundreds of kilometers away. When you follow our technician into the link chamber, you'll see a series of 16 link chairs. Please go to the number that matches the number you're standing on now. First, stow your gear in the storage containers on the back wall. This should include all bags, cameras, and other items, including cell phones. It's important to push them all the way into the bin. Then get onto the chair as you would a bike. Straddle the seat, step forward, and sit down. Slide your hips forward until you are against the chest pad, and then move your feet all the way forward. Wait until you're seated before you put on your flight visors. Hold on to the hand grips as shown. It's important to hold on to the hand grips at all times. After you're seated, back and leg restraints will be firmly engaged. For your safety, throughout this entire experience, always remain seated and supervise your children.
Once the link takes place, you'll be connected to your avatar and sitting on the back of an ikran. It'll feel like you're really there. Moments later, you'll begin your flight. A Na'vi guide will lead you out. You'll experience the breathtaking beauty of Pandora, but you might also face some of its greatest challenges. Some of this flight might be intense, but trust your guide and be brave. As the Na'vi say during this important rite of passage, Siva Ko, rise to the challenge. Good luck.
All right, you ready? Let's get you into the link chamber.
So because we were there in December, obviously everything had Christmas decorations, Christmas themes. I think it was new, was it either new in December 2019 or 2018? I really can't remember which. They had animals obviously walking around, not real animals. They had people kind of controlling not real animals. It will make sense when I pop a clip up in a moment, and I'll pop some pictures up as well. And it was called the Merry Menagerie, and it was absolutely beautiful. Obviously the people controlling the animals made it seem as though they were real, they were acting like it. So I was really lucky I met the Arctic fox. I love foxes, especially Arctic foxes. So I kind of thought, as though I'm meeting a new kitty, kind of go and meet this cute Arctic fox, and I'll pop that clip up, which is one of my favourite ones. And then they also had a reindeer, they had a polar bear, and they had some really cute penguins. So they had like a mama penguin and then some tiny little baby penguins, and they were just adorable. I really wish that they might have done like a plush of them, and I would definitely have bought that Arctic fox plush.
What do you think? I don't know.
You touched him once, stay there.
You want to touch it for me? Great. You can touch it.
So Animal Kingdom obviously doesn't have any fireworks due to the animals, and that would obviously scare them. They did have rivers of light, which they have a huge kind of lake in the middle of Animal Kingdom and a big kind of theatre that sat around it, and it was like a projection show on water, so they would have like a window of water up and project images onto there, and then they would have these beautiful floats come out that had projections with the water. They'd spurt the water up really, really high, have light shining through it, and have music in the background. That unfortunately has been cancelled, which is such a shame because it was one of our favourite nighttime shows, and I did get a couple of little clips of that, so I'll pop that in here. So after Rivers of Light, we were quite peckish, and somewhere that we hadn't eaten yet, which we really wanted to, was Cetuli Canteen in Pandora, which is their quick service. And as we were walking through Pandora, I did take a video of that, mainly the floor, because it's kind of like bioluminescence, everything is reflective in the nighttime, and it was just amazing how Disney have managed to do this. So I'll pop that clip in, which is absolutely stunning. And then when we got to Cetuli Canteen, we actually ate there twice. The first time we had one of their protein bowls, so you can select, for example, I think it's rice, noodles, a salad as the base, and then you can select, I think it's chicken, prawn or beef. I think we had the chicken and the beef. I think we did a combo, and then you get to pick your dressing, like a vinaigrette or maybe like a ranch dressing, depending on what they have. So you can kind of customize your bowl. And if you have any food intolerances or allergies, just speak to one of the cast members. They're absolutely amazing at helping kind of take things out that you can't have and maybe substitute it here and there. So that the food was amazing, because Disney hasn't always been known for its food. It tended to used to be kind of burgers, chicken nuggets, chips. They really stepped their food game up, and the themed lands like Pandora have done such an amazing job. And the second time that we ate there, we had the cheeseburger pods, and we tried the 3 desserts that they have. So one of them was a chocolate dessert, one was I think like a blueberry mousse. I'm sure it was like a blueberry mousse. And because we were there at Christmas, they also had a peppermint Christmas dessert. That one was my personal favourite because I love peppermint. Pretty much anything, like peppermint hot chocolate. I don't tend to drink hot drinks, but peppermint hot chocolate at Christmas is amazing. So I'll pop a picture of all the food up. I think that might have been one of our favourite, that was our favourite quick service in Animal Kingdom for sure, and it's definitely in the top 3. So as we were leaving, we didn't manage to catch all of it. I only managed to catch a quick clip. But the Tree of Life had a projection on there, and they did it in such a way that it looked genuinely like the animals were actually moving on the Tree of Life. How they did it, I don't know. Disney magic. But that was absolutely stunning. I hope you've all enjoyed. Like I said, this was one of 4, so I still have Epcot, Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom to do. Haven't decided yet what order I'm going to do them in, so stay tuned for next week. I mean, it's one of 3. I'm going to do them all at some point. It's just which order I'm going to do them in. And obviously next trip I will probably be filming me while I'm there, not just kind of me sat here and then popping clips in. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!